Black History Month is full of pivotal moments, significant firsts for African Americans.
Tonight, we have the story of a first for the city of Birmingham, the first African American hired by the Birmingham Police Department. Leroy Stover's story is chronicled in a newly published book written by his niece. It's a pre-release to his soon-to-be published memoir, which puts his days on BPD in black and white for all to read. Walk inside the Birmingham Police Headquarters and you'll find a little museum that tells the story of the BPD. Pictures on the walls, patches and cases, faces that hold a place in history, like that of Leroy Stover.
Being the first black and all-white establishment, I didn't ever envision that I would be anything other than a patrol officer. But as it worked out, God was good, and I was able to move up with the help of some good white officer.
Retired Chief Deputy Leroy Stover's story has already filled one book, but his memoir is a tell-all about what happened behind the shield when Birmingham hired its first black police officer in 1966.
They know they had treated blacks horrendous over the years, and they didn't want to see a black invade their so-called all-white police structure. And so I was treated real bad my first day.
How bad?
And those white officers looking up the hallway mouthing, "Here comes an N." And he got on a police uniform and he has a gun. N mean that word. And so I got closer. They say, N, who gonna work with that N today? And they start pulling their weapons out of their holsters, blowing imaginary smoke off the barrel, and kept saying, "If he lasts today."
Lasting, though, was a way of life for those who suffered through segregation in the South.
Growing up in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, I experienced racism at its worst.
Something he witnessed in the 60s as well on the streets of Birmingham.
And during that time, I was a truck driver, and the demonstration was going on, and I would be stopped in traffic, and I used to watch the demonstrator being beaten by police and water hoses put on, that sort of thing, because I had a chance to observe firsthand police treatment of young children, high school children, elementary school children.
Yet after being persuaded by his boss, who was white, to take the test and getting the highest score on that day, Leroy Stover answered a higher calling to do what he had not at all planned to do.
The news came out that I had been accepted. I realized then that this was God's doing. It wasn't my doing, because I didn't really want to be a police officer in the city of Birmingham.
A man of faith himself, current Birmingham Police Chief A.C. Roper, a direct beneficiary of the door Stover opened, says it best.
We were on the wrong side of history, and so when that color barrier was broke by Leroy, to me it's much greater than what Jackie Robinson may have done, breaking the color barrier in baseball and all the other patriots that have gone before us.
I asked the retired deputy chief about that first day.
And the young guy told me and said they put you with the worst Ku Klux there was in order that he might run you away. They were forced to hire a black, but that don't mean that they had to keep him.
Stover says that partner made him even more determined to stay the course.
I tried my best to be a good example, not only for the blacks who come behind me, but a good example for the white officers I was working with.
Deputy Chief Stover and Johnny Johnson, who became Birmingham's first African-American police chief, were hired within days of each other. Stover says his personal memoir should be published this fall. The Leroy Stover story, written by his niece, is available right now.